In this video, we're going to be going over the exact systems, infrastructure, and frameworks needed to build a $1 million social media marketing agency. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Tucson Gilbert, and I've personally grown and scaled my own digital marketing agency. I occasionally do numbers such as $30,000 per week, $1.27 million per year, or $106,000 per month. And we've even made $15,000 in a single day before. Now, I've since used all this cool online money to do all the flashy influencer stuff that you see online. I've started taking care of my mom. I started buying her nice things. I've took the first class flights with my mom on the left, the trips to Dubai as well, and I've drove the luxury cars as well. So in this video, the goal of this video is that by the end of this video, you will have a full step-by-step roadmap of exactly what you need to do to build an actual efficient and profitable online business. Now, this doesn't matter if you're a beginner just starting out or you're someone that wants to actually hit their first 10, 15, 20K per month, right? So what we're going to be going over is the framework you need for a $1 million online business, the fundamental causes of agency growth, the only true components that will actually drive business growth, the inputs you need to be tracking, the solution that I personally built, how to add leverage to scale not only bigger, but faster as well, and your irresistible offer, where and how to find A-player talent to actually hire for your business so you can sort of remove yourself from the day-to-day, and the needle-moving activities, a daily schedule on exactly what you need to be focusing on. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video with the framework for a $1 million online business. So the first step you want to take when figuring out your niche is you do not want to think about who you can serve. First, think about what solutions you can actually provide. All that money is a simple representation of value. Whether you're at 0K per month or $2 per month, all that means is that you aren't providing a significant amount of value to raise the amount of money you're making per month. Step two, keep it dead simple. In the beginning stages, you just want one offer, gather as much attention as you possibly can, and you will reach $1 million, a seven-figure business. It's very, very simple, and you can expand from there. Step three, positioning is everything. The more skills and insights you gain along your journey, your entrepreneurial journey, this is what allows you to become unique to your market. Never steal someone else's business, never steal or copy someone else, because you never truly know what is happening behind the scenes. Someone could be making $20,000 per month, but their profit margins are dead slim and they're only taking home maybe $1,000 or $2,000 per month, right? Step four, target the most profitable market segments and only serve those people that you can genuinely actually help. Step five, turn cold into warm. A lot of people spend hours and hours trying to spam people and search for people to buy their services. What you need to be doing is put bait onto the market for your ideal avatar, allow them to bite, and then nurture them until they turn into clients. So those are all the steps that go into creating a $1 million online business. If we look closely here, we'll see that businesses operate in a chain of inputs that lead to systems that lead to outputs. The inputs we'll need is multiple ways of generating attention. We then have systems such as nurturing systems, conversion mechanisms, a pre-call flow, and then a sales system, which allows us to turn all the inputs and attention leads that we're getting into actual dollar signs, a client. That's the output. So this is a brief overview of the $1 million online funnel. The next thing we'll need to understand is what actually causes a system like this to grow. So the fundamental causes of business growth, the only thing that will physically put more money into your pocket is either more traffic or having better conversions. Now, these are the absolute only things that will make our business more money. So we want to optimize these things as much as possible. Now, there are three things we can do in our business to drive more traffic and increase conversions. These are the three components that drive a business. The three components are appointments. This gets you more traffic that you can potentially convert. The next component is sales. This is converting that actual traffic into actual dollar signs. And lastly, it's value. This is your service delivery. Providing a great service gets you more traffic in the form of word of mouth and referrals, which are then easier to convert. These components all have hundreds of systems beneath them, which actually allow them to function. However, you can think of each of these components as their own vehicle. And in order for a vehicle to function, it requires inputs, systems, and outputs. For example, the input to a vehicle is gasoline. The vehicle then has systems inside of it that convert that gas into actual energy. And then the output is a functioning vehicle. Now, when it comes to business, what are the actual inputs that we're tracking? So what inputs are we tracking in business? Well, when it comes to acquisition, we're tracking how much attention is going to get us X amount of leads. Before conversion, how many leads will get us X amount of appointments? Then how many appointments do we need to get X amount of sales? And lastly, what X things does does a client need to get X result, right? Whatever result we're promising. If you know the exact numbers you need to hit and then build the mechanisms to achieve those numbers, your success then becomes inevitable. Let's say we want to charge $3,000 as our service fee, and our goal is to make $50,000 per month. What we're going to ask ourselves is, how many clients do I need to hit $50,000 per month? Well, 17 times 3 is 51,000, so we need 17 clients. Since you now know the exact number of clients you need, you're then going to ask yourself, how many sales do I need to achieve this many clients? Well, each client is worth 3,000, so we need 17 sales. Then you're going to ask yourself, how many appointments do I need to get that many sales? Let's say we're only closing 17%. We're going to need 100 appointments, 100 sales calls, right? Then how many leads do I need to get that many appointments? Let's say we only have a 10% conversion rate. We're going to need 1,000 leads every single month in order to get 100 sales calls. And then how much attention do I need to get that many leads? This is going to be very dependent, and hopefully you're using all three acquisition channels that I will be going over later in this video in order to achieve these numbers. Then dial in the inputs. So with cold, it's going to be, how many emails do I need to send in order to actually get a client? With organic, it's how many posts do I need to make in order to get a client? And with paid, it's how many dollars do I need to spend in order to get a client? How did I do it? Well, I created something called the leverage consultant funnel. Now, the reason the leverage consultant funnel works so well is you can consider this one giant input. And since we know our entire business is just a compilation of multiple systems that need required inputs in order to achieve a desired result for the next system, the leverage consultant funnel then acts as one giant input. And once this input is achieved and the entire funnel is installed, the output is then a 7-figure company. Now, you may be wondering why. It's because it solves for the full gap. It provides a unique offer creation mechanism, achieves infinite inputs by providing all three acquisition channels, gives you a lead generation system, a way of nurturing your leads, and then appointment booking systems and conversion mechanisms, pre-call and sales systems. It provides you with the infrastructure you actually need to scale, allows you to hire A player talent, as well as understanding the next step in your business. These are the exact same systems I implement with my clients one-on-one, along with a 120-day roadmap so that they never feel lost, confused, or uncertain about their next steps. A lot of the time, when you're starting a new business and you're wanting to achieve that first 10K per month, it's genuinely never about your work ethic. It's just that you don't know exactly what to do. You lack clarity and certainty on the exact actions you need to take and how to achieve those actions, right? So a 120-day roadmap providing you with what exact action you need to do every single day in order to achieve a successful and efficient business. Next, we'll talk about adding leverage to our solution that we build in order to scale. So let's understand that whenever we're building a solution for a client, the goal of our delivery model is to deliver a desired outcome for our clients, not only as fast as possible, but as easy as possible. Now, in order to accomplish this, our solution must be not only as simple as possible, but as leveraged as possible. So now let's talk about the application of leverage. Without leverage, it is best that you just find a job. And this is, in all honesty, no disrespect at all. You do not want to start a business to just start another job. You need leverage as a business owner, and this is what allows you to escape the rat race of still trading your time for money. Now, leverage is when you can get a bigger, more outsized return compared to the input that you are doing for that return. In business, you want to focus on the most leveraged tasks. Now, fortunes require leverage. This is a quote from Naval Ravikant. So how do we do this? You design a high leverage solution by understanding the desired goal of our ideal clients. There would typically be multiple problems standing in the way, preventing them of achieving their desired situation. What we then do is build the mechanisms to solve each of those problems and present it to our client as the full solution from where they currently are to their dream outcome and exactly where they want to be. So this is the dream offer, mapping someone's initial situation, then defining the dream outcome they want to be. It can be an X revenue goal, X appointment goal, X sales goal. It can be anything. And then you identify the problems that stand in the way of someone achieving that goal, and then build mechanisms to solve them. For me and my solution, I identified the initial situation here as someone who is just starting out and doesn't have much going on, much clarity. And the end goal is a 7-figure agency. The problems that need to be solved in between that is having a leveraged offer, installing cold acquisition systems, organic acquisition systems, a content system, paid acquisition systems, lead magnets, content assets, and conversion mechanisms / sales systems, right? With Alex Hormozy, he was in the gym niche and he built a $46.2 million business by solving problems for gym owners. He identified a gym owner's initial situation as a level 1 gym. The dream outcome was to get them to a level 3 plus gym. The problems that stood in the way was understanding the levels of a gym, solving their client acquisition, solving their churn, giving them the infrastructure to scale, installing talent acquisition systems, and then understanding macro business models. However, what we need to note is that you want to have a healthy balance between done with you, done for you, and do it yourself. Done with you means you hold your hand as you guide your client to the dream outcome. Done for you means you actually do it for your client. And do it yourself means you give your client the resources that they need to solve the problem themselves. What this allows you to do is achieve maximum leverage in your solution while still not sacrificing actual client satisfaction and successful client results. This led me to understand that the most leveraged solution was in creating a leverage consultant offer. Now, leverage consulting is about solving the full gap for your client and then combining coaching and agency elements into your offer. In the simplest form, the coaching model that we're pretty familiar with is just the exchange of information for money. You can then deliver this information in the form of protocols, SOPs, content, and frameworks. In the simplest form, the agency model that we are very familiar with as well is just the exchange of services for money. This is when we actually implement systems and infrastructure into our client's business in a done for you manner. A few examples would be growth campaigns, paid ads, installing an appointment setter, or installing a content distribution system. Now, the leverage consultant offer framework gives us a more leveraged mechanism to deliver, thus allowing us to achieve scale much, much faster. We don't have to worry that whenever we sign 10, 20 clients in a month, that we're not stressing out on the back end with our fulfillment and delivery. But since we're actually good business owners that genuinely care about the results of our clients, we'll have a healthy balance between leverage and results. Then what we need to do is figure out who can fulfill these mechanisms. What we're going to ask ourselves is who knows the best offers? Who has the best appointment setting system? Who has the best sales system? And who is it that can close deals the best? Who knows how to deliver fast and efficient results for my ideal avatar? Who has a big network and tons of resources that not only me and my team can leverage? Then we go find those people. And that brings us to our next topic, which is actually finding A player talent to hire for our business. So the same way we have a client acquisition funnel with how we get clients for our business, we're going to need a talent acquisition funnel and a process for hiring. So our talent acquisition funnel is going to want to look like this. We'll have our application generation system, a way to nurture these applicants, then an interview process, an onboarding and training process, and then a way to retain the talent that we're getting and ascend them further in our company. So where do we find these A players? Now, the same way you would do outbound prospecting to get a client is the same way you find A player talent. You're going to combine volume with the right acquisition channels, and that's going to lead you to A player talent. So what you want to do is utilize Facebook groups, but just know that the paid ones and the private communities are actually going to be the best. The public ones usually aren't that good, but you can still sometimes find some good talent in there. Then leverage your audience if you have one, leverage your connections and any network that you have, leverage the network of other agency owners and other coaches, review and interview a ridiculous amount of applicants. Just note that volume is necessary. And if we think about this logically, if we interview 100 applicants for a specific position or role that we're hiring for, by the 20th or 25th applicant, we're going to have a pretty good idea of what a ideal fit would look like for this role. Now, what we don't want to do is look for A players on websites like Upwork and Fiverr, and we don't want to interview a small handful of applicants and make our decision just off those applicants. Now, let's talk about attracting applicants. What we're going to want to do to attract someone of high quality is have a dream. Now, we're going to go over what is this job? Why does it exist? And what bigger goal are we trying to achieve with this business? It is important to have a bigger goal and a purpose that you and your team are striving towards. You as a leader must actually be fully committed to this purpose or this dream that you're installing in your business. Because if you by yourself aren't committed to this dream and you're only doing it because some dude on the internet told you to, then you're not going to believe it. And if you don't believe it, there was no way that you will have the conviction to make other people committed to your purpose as well. Then the actual job. This is where you define what must be done by this person in order for them to be considered successful in your company. Then you need to list all the outcomes you want them to accomplish for you, anywhere from 5 to 10 outcomes, and then rank them in order of importance from greatest to least. Then ask yourself, what things would this person need to achieve that would make it literally impossible for them to be considered a failure at this role. Then culture. You're going to want to understand, what is your company culture like? What do you want it to be like? What behaviors are you looking for to see in a typical employee for this role? How do you expect them to act and operate inside this role? And then what's non-negotiable for you? This means what is mandatory that you need to have from a person that is fulfilling this role, and what is completely off limits that you will not allow to happen in your company? What will you not tolerate? And then your actual application process can look something like this. You'll have survey questions related to the role, ask the candidate to send you a 2 to 3 minute Loom sharing their story and actually qualifying their self on why they should be considered for this role. Then simply just wait until you receive a large stack of applications, view all of them at once, be extremely picky on who you qualify. And then the people that you actually do qualify, you want to get on a meeting with those people only. Do at least 50 to 100 meetings per role and choose the best person or multiple people from those meetings. Now, once you have a team, it's important to have the right systems and procedures in place for them to actually follow. So let's talk about that. So the operations, the goal is to make our operations as simple as possible. Understand that simple is what scales. Complexity is what fails. Every department in a business has a main goal of making the business more money. And it actually doesn't even matter what the department is. They all serve the same outcome of wanting to make more money for the business. For an example, we all know how marketing and sales make a business more money. They drive more appointments and you close more deals and make more money. With delivery, you deliver results to get more case studies, to get more referrals, and then make more money. With finance, your finance team is tracking your expenses to save more money in order so that you can make more money. And with legal, your legal team is just making sure that you keep being a good boy or girl so that you stay out of trouble and don't get a fat lawsuit and continue to make more money. So how do you structure your operations? You create SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures. How do you create SOPs? The first thing you're going to want to do, use Notion templates or a Google Doc, and then outline it just like this. You're going to want to label what the actual task is, describe it as if you were talking to your grandma or a 3-year-old toddler, give a video description of exactly what the task is, then follow that with step-by-step instructions on how to complete the task, training material, then an example of what a completed task looks like when it's done, include a picture or a video, then what to do when you're actually done, and any helpful links and training info that you would need. Then how do you create a training? So what you're going to want to do is use a Notion template or a Google Doc again, label the task, describe it as if you were talking to your grandma, provide a video description, any helpful links and resources, example of what the completed task looks like to perform, the criteria, what is considered a completed task, then follow it with step-by-step instructions, step 1, step 2, all the way up into step X, and then tell your employee exactly what to do once they are done. Lastly, the daily schedule and the needle moving activities that you need to perform. Now, this is my personal daily schedule. Understand that as a business owner, as a CEO, you're going to deal with a lot of stuff, right? You're going to have to put out a lot of fires. However, the fires that you're putting out, handling and managing client accounts, running from back and forth to meeting, fixing go high level automations, fixing errors, bugs, and all this small stuff isn't actually going to move your business forward. You want to focus on the things that move your business forward. If all you focus on is fixing the bugs and the fires that come out and putting out fires in your business, you will actually never move forward in your business. The things that will make you 1% better every single day, and if we know how compound interest works, if you're getting 1% better by every single day, then by month 3, month 6, your business is going to be completely unrecognizable in the best way possible. So what I personally do is I wake up early to get all of these 1% tasks done. This includes 60 minutes per day working on any training VSLs, case study funnels, or webinars that you may already have or may be creating, 60 minutes per day creating and improving lead magnets, 90 minutes per day creating content and my newsletter, 30 minutes per day creating and improving any ads or text copy that I have, 60 minutes per day improving my service delivery so that you can actually get great client results, and then 60 minutes per day learning, whether it's books, YouTube, or podcasts. All right, that's all we got for this video. Bye.